Hi, thanks so much for tuning in. You're watching BQ Prime, and this is an earnings conversation. I'm speaking with the management of EaseMyTrip. Prashant Pitti, the co-founder of the company, is joining it. Prashant, thanks so much for taking the time.
Pleasure is mine. Thank you. Thank you, Alex.
Prashant, another strong quarter and driven primarily from the significant growth in gross booking number. But break down the revenue for us. And Q3 is a strong quarter for you guys in any case. But this is on the back of a strong Q2 as well. So break down the numbers for us. How has it been?
No, I mean, traditionally, the company has been ever-growing company. So our every quarter is better than the last quarter. So we are anticipating quarter four, which is usually a lull quarter, to be equally well as what our quarter three is. So at EaseMyTrip, we are the second largest travel portal with doing the highest ever gross booking ever in this particular quarter of 2,267 crores, which is actually up by almost 100% compared to last year of 1,290 crores. And we are one of the very few internet companies which has grown while remaining bootstrapped and while growing profitably. Every quarter for our organization has been profitable. At the time of listing, almost 97% of our bookings came via air traffic, and remaining 3% was hotel, bus, train, holidays, and everything. But in this quarter, almost 89% came via air, and remaining 11% came from all the others. Now, this is actually a significant shift in 2 years, especially because our air traffic business is also increasing almost 100% every year. Hence, all the other businesses are growing almost, double or triple the speed compared to the air traffic.
So I'm actually curious about that. Sorry, Prashant. While you're speaking about the different revenue lines, flight bookings have gone up quite significantly in this quarter as well, gone up by a third or so. But the hotel business or the hotel bookings have gone up by 88%. And you're saying that the share of hotels as well as trains and buses is going up quite substantially. What is the share likely to be? So if this trajectory continues, one would assume that you're going to move to maybe 2/3 of your bookings on flights, whereas the rest can eventually move to the rest of the lines as well, right?
That is what the endeavor is towards using organic and inorganic growth channels. We would want to be 66-33 in the next couple of years. That is exactly where we are heading towards. However, we are not one of those companies where we would want to grow at any cost. And hence, each of our line items, be it bus, be it hotel, be it railways, has to either break even or make money. So reminding you and your viewers that we are growing this business so significantly, non-air business very significantly, but not at the cost of it being subsidized by our profitable air business. So that is also one very conscious call which we have taken. We would want to grow our business, but either at break even or profitable, each line item to grow and profitable.
One of the key metrics that a lot of your users will look at, Prashant, is the discounts on the site, right? And usually when one goes for an air booking or in fact a hotel booking, there is always a comparison that is done across portals to say which is the best price available, and therefore discounts is a major factor for you also on the operations. But you've reduced that as a percentage. Is that a sustainable model, or will you have to go back depending on pricing pressure elsewhere?
In fact, last year the discounts were slightly higher, especially since airlines were also giving very decent amount of margins. We and the industry actually gave quite a bit of discount. However, the discountings have come back to what pre-pandemic numbers were. This is how I would put it, and this is very stable number. I believe that as the industry is also going, not just the industry, the entire internet world is going through a slightly dry period, I could say, where the fundings are not as easily available as before. In fact, this is one of the best times for bootstrap profitable companies to actually throw the punches, since most of our competitors aren't that aggressive in these days, and everybody's trying to be profitable. So I believe that the discounting, what you're seeing right now, seems very sustainable, or even could go a little bit lower in the future.
Okay, when you're talking about the expansion of your base, I think for air travel particularly, because of the nature of the industry, the growth potential is significant. but how do you get your portal out there and get more users on the platform? What is the acquisition cost for customers right now?
See, at EaseMyTrip, one of the biggest reasons why we have become what we have become without raising any capital and doing it profitably was basically because we grew primarily by our word of mouth. We really believe in providing the best services at the best price to the consumers. And we do that by being the only OTA in India who's running their technology and call center all in-house. Okay. So while running our call center in-house, we are able to provide better services, have a very tight grasp on what customer grievances are and how to resolve them in the shortest chat possible. And by running our own in-house technology, we have been able to optimize on our operational expenditures very well. And by running a very tight-knit ship and also providing customers an option to not to pay convenience fees on EaseMyTrip has been primarily the factor for the growth of the company in India and now internationally. EaseMyTrip in the last 1 year have opened 3 offices, one in UK, one in Dubai, and one in Thailand, to serve people, the citizens of their country, not to serve Indians going abroad, but we want to become a global OTA now. And for in that endeavor, while maintaining our operations and our technology based out of India and leveraging our already existing extremely efficient organization, now we have expanded our customer base, not just to people in India, but people living abroad as well and serving their travel needs. And the results are in showing in the first quarter of our operations, which we began from Middle East, we did business of about 8 crores. In the second quarter, we did business of 23.8 crores. And in the last quarter, which is quarter 3 of FY23, we did business of 44 crores. The business is going rapidly in Middle East and also in the US, also in the UK and Thailand, primarily because we have been able to compete with the incumbent players who are charging convenience fees. And their convenience fees are even higher than the convenience fees which are charged by Indian companies. They are charging anywhere between 500 rupees to 2,000 rupees per passenger as convenience fees, while we can afford to not to charge convenience fees in those geographies as well, because our entire operations and technology sits out of India in the pre-existing systems. So because of which the business is not just growing within India, but internationally as well. And we really believe that the world is our oyster and we would want to make this as a global OTA in the next future.
So I'm sure that people who are looking at your company for the first time, let's assume that they're not familiar with it, they would assume that your peers charge that convenience fee to essentially buffer their earnings, right? How do you make your money if you're not charging your convenience fee?
Of course, we get just like our peers, we also get commissions from the airlines and the hotels, and that is how we make money. However, the key message over here is that we are the only ones who are profitable even without charging convenience fees. So imagine how much optimized our operations and cost structures would be, that, you know, even though everybody else is charging convenience fees and are loss making, while we are not charging convenience fees and yet we are profitable. So that's the core mode of the company. Yeah. And using the core operational efficiencies, we would want to grow, internationally as well.
Okay. I'm looking at the EBITDA margin for the 9 months to December, Prashant, and it stands at, from your presentation, at 42.1% or thereabouts. And I look at the last year and the year before that. This is lower than the trajectory that you've achieved. Why is that?
So the last year, as I said, was an exceptional year where the margins, the commissions which we got from the airlines were also slightly exceptional. Okay. And that is why from the last year, if you compare it from the last year, the EBITDA margins have gone slightly lower. But if you see from the overall trajectory, starting 2017 onwards, from 2017 till 2023, you will see our EBITDA margin is only going up. Okay. Except for the last year. It actually started with almost 7% and now we are at 42-43%. Sure. If you start from 2017 onwards. And this is how internet businesses should be. This is why internet businesses are valued, that your revenues can go up dramatically, but your costs need not go up as much. And that's why the EBITDA margin should improve. And that
which is why I was asking you that question. So therefore, would you say that where it is right now, given that discounts have gone back to pre-pandemic level, given that commissions have gone back to pre-pandemic level, that this is now sustainable at 40+%?
We would want to increase it. Only trouble with that would be that we are growing internationally as well.
Sure.
So hence, if you look at standalone numbers, this 42-43% should go up. But if you look at consolidated number, this might actually remain same. Since we are growing internationally, we have to hit the set number of people we are serving in UK, Thailand, or Dubai, to be able to start generating decent amount of EBITDA positives in those areas. But if you look at standalone number, this number should only increase.
What's the plan on geographic expansion? You've spoken about 3 countries now, but what's the plan in terms of addition?
Oh, well, you'll hear more very soon. We have set up a very strong international team, and whose job is only to actually start executing and roll out our existing operations and technology in different parts of the world. I'm very sure in this quarter or the next quarter, we will open up a couple of more international offices.
Just like you have an expectation or a desire to diversify the streams of revenue across airline, non-airline, what's the goal in terms of international versus India?
See, it'd be very hard to put the exact numbers between international and India. But again, our endeavor is to become the global OTA. And we could actually do that by having the cost efficiencies of EaseMyTrip, and on top of that, having the cost efficiencies of running operations in India compared to the rest of the developed nations. So we are very aggressive around it. But again, nothing should come at the cost of profitability of the company. That is something which we keep as a central goal. It's been 14 years since we are running this organization in a bootstrap manner. By the way, the company is still bootstrap. The entire IPO was offered for sale. So there is no external cash infusion, either from bank or VC or PE, which the company has seen even till today, for that matter. So company is still bootstrap. We have very strong and disciplined fundamentals backing us, which is that we really care about growing the company in the right manner. And that is what we are looking forward towards.
I think a lot of companies, while you're not maybe looking to raise funds through VC or PE, etc., you're already in the market. But then I think some of your shareholders will look at opportunities to share the wealth, since you're profit making. Any bonus share issues, any other ways in which you want to expand the base, where you might have a follow-on offer or something like that?
So Alex, we did give split and bonus actually 2 times since the listing, and
sure.
In order to increase the liquidity in the market, since 75% of the company is still owned by us, we did offer bonus and split a couple of times. So I think we are very proactive in that measure, and even for our shareholders, we launched a scheme called as EMT Family. In order to give back where they have special offers and special rates on EaseMyTrip. And this is basically an effort to give back to our shareholders who have placed their trust on EaseMyTrip. There are multiple other things which we are doing for our shareholders, and we look forward to continue to serve this nation as to the best capabilities we have.
On that note, thank you so much, Prashant, for taking the time for speaking to Beekeeper.
Thank you. Thank you, Alex.